Hello. Welcome to Chasing Nightmares. I have a special guest tonight. His name is Blaine Rohan. Is that? I hope that's how you say his last name. Is it Rohan?
Yeah, that was perfect. Perfect.
Rohan? Okay. Welcome to the show, Mr. Rohan.
How you doing, man?
Good. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what got you into this field and how you became the outstanding individual you are today when it comes to
Let's see. I've been doing this. I'll be 59 in October, and I've been hearing and seeing ghosts since I was 4 that I can remember. My first ghost I saw, we lived literally across the street from an old dilapidated graveyard. And we used to go in there with my grandmother and pick berries and plums and stuff like that. She make preserves and sell. Well, we were coming out of there one day, just me and my grandmother, and we live. The graveyard in my house is a real busy street because people come flying through there all the time. So, you look both ways before you cross. My grandmother went and crossed because she made me stay. She wanted to see if I saw what she saw. And then I just happened to turn to my left, and I see this lady in this beautiful white dress over a grave. She's just bawling. And being the little Southern gentleman that I am, I went up and asked her, I said, "Ma'am, are you okay?" And she looked at me, tears in her eyes still, I'll never forget this, and smiled and says, I'm okay now, baby. And as she said, baby, I watched her. She looked at me one more time, and poof, she was gone. And then I made my way back across the street to my grandmother, and my grandmother goes, "I knew you could see them. I knew." No, you got to understand, my grandmother was full-blooded Cherokee, so she thought that was the greatest thing that one of her grandkids could see spirits like she did.
So did that alarm you as a child? Yeah, that'd be pretty alarming thing.
I started investigating in California when I was in the Air Force out there, stationed at Norton Air Force Base. This is like 1985. And we had just watched Helter Skelter on TV, me and 3 buddies of mine. And I said, we're only like 60 miles away from there. And they're like, really? And it's a Saturday night. We had nothing else to do.
Yeah,
and we got in the car. And this is what we took with us, our first investigation. We had a Polaroid camera. We had a cassette recorder. And we had a flashlight that the military had given us to walk when we were in basic training. We called them Lackland lasers because it had a little cone at the end of it. It could be yellow, orange, or different color where you could see them at night. Well, that's what we had. And when we got up to where the house used to be where Sharon Tate lived, the house is no longer there. Terry Melcher, who owned the house, had sold it, and somebody bought both lots, bought the house next door, and they bought both lots. So they tore the Tate house down that was there. And we had been there maybe 5 minutes when an LA County sheriff came up to us and goes, "What the hell are you boys doing?" And this is before we even had a word for ghost hunting. I said, we're trying to catch a ghost. And he goes, "I get off in 10 minutes. Do you mind if I come back?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, you come back. I don't get arrested for trespassing. We're good."
So he wanted to come back and join you guys?
Yeah, he did.
Right on.
He said, I could take y'all to so many places. I said, "Dude, if our schedule lets us, I will be more than happy to go anywhere you want to take us because we're with you. We don't get in trouble."
Right.
So, yeah, that was my first experience investigating. So,
how did that go? Did you guys capture anything?
Oh, let me tell you, this is what I caught. It was so cool. All right. We caught nothing on camera because that old Polaroid was nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we thought we had ghosts, but it was all dust and dander and stuff like that.
Right.
So, but on the recording, I got a male's voice first. And I asked him, I said, "Is your name Jay?" And he says, "I'm Jay." And I said, "Jay, what did you do for a living?" He goes, "I cut hair." Of course, most people know he was a celebrity hairstylist.
Oh, yeah.
I got him to come through. And then I got a female voice. And I asked her, I said, "Are you Abigail or are you Sharon?" And she says, "Abigail." And I asked her, I says, what's her family famous for? And she said coffee, because she was heiress to the Folger coffee empire. Well, she was, but not no more. But the third one I got was sort of creepy and scary, but cool at the same time. We caught Sharon Tate. And this is the one she said to us that we got recorded. Says, they killed me, killed my baby.
They
That was all. They killed her and killed her baby.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's what we caught. That was the first 3 EVPs I ever caught.
And what's interesting is like, do you find that you captured a lot of your really good evidence with the very basic?
Sometimes yes.
Sometimes yeah.
But I do get very good success with digital recorders, especially off of my phone, since they're so good now.
Right.
It's a lot of people don't want to do the time and effort to go through with like a normal cassette recording, because it's so hard to transfer over, and you lose so much of your sound and stuff when you transfer it over.
Right.
But yeah, if you have a way you can just listen to straight cassettes, those are actually pretty good.
I've never the magnetic cassette type recording, but I've wanted to see, you know, if there's very, you know, different difference there, you know, rather than digital type.
Recording. Well, Chad, one of the best ones you can ever use, if you can find a portable reel to reel, because it actually has more. It has 4 heads on it instead of 2. Like so you get 4 times the amount.
Right, the sound quality is way better, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like an 8-track is way better. Is it better than a CD? Like a yeah. They had some really good like magnetic strip. It would be kind of difficult to transfer it over, but like for my old Sony Handycams, remember those? The old school what's it, high 8 cassette? You know,
the high 8.
Yeah, I bought this tool and or this device for my computer where it has, you know, coax jacks that go into it, and you can transfer it over like that. But it's but some of that, I mean, the Starlight night vision on those cameras seems to work really well.
Yeah.
Versus with
and I remember those when people started really getting into the field. I think everybody had one of those Sony cameras. I think they were like a must. Everybody used them because you got a lot of good stuff off of them.
Here's one right here.
That's it. That's one of them. Yep.
So,
they still work too.
Oh yeah, still works great. It said it mentioned that you were a shaman.
Yes.
You want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, I am Cherokee, and I learned from my grandmother, who taught me how to do the herbs and the chants and the visions and stuff like that. I still practice that today. I quite enjoy doing it. It's fun for me. I like. Go ahead.
It's a culture thing too. It's like I think people have. I think there's been an effort to destroy that type of thing. People's ancient.
And see, that's one of the things I love being a shaman is you don't have to do this on your own. All your ancestors are there to help you. All the shamans that were there before you are there to help you. You've got such a team environment that it makes it so easy to do what you do.
Right on.
It's like it's not much effort to it because it is like a team effort, and I love that. In fact, is they will help. They will help me with stuff. It's like I can project. Like I can go see distances. I can go look. Like if you go somewhere to investigate, and you tell them, "Hey, Blaine, I'm going here." I can go there before you and never step foot on the property, and give you details of stuff that you're going to run into there.
From where you're at now, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I might have to take you up on that.
Right on, man. Those are fun for me.
I love to do that. Yeah, that's amazing. See, that stuff's so interesting to me, though. I mean, the ancients knew so much more about this realm than we do. I mean,
it's not even close. And I'm trying to keep that still intact. I've been teaching other people how to be shamans, how to do what I do, that are younger generations, so they can keep it going after me.
Right.
I've taught my daughter, who's out there in California. I've taught my granddaughter, who's 16. She is one of my students now. I'm teaching her the ways and teaching her how to do this, and she just eats it up, man. She's like a little kid in a candy store. She's like, my grandpa's teaching me how to be a shaman. Is that not cool? She loves it.
Yeah, that would be cool. Really interesting. Well, so do you have you dealt with a lot of diabolical, or what is thought to be cases you have?
Yeah, I have. I do a lot of cleansings. I am probably the only pagan in the world that could actually do an old Catholic rite of exorcism.
Right.
I was trained by the
I,
Catholic Church, and I had to get special permission because I'm not Catholic and I'm not Christian. I
well,
am the only pagan that can do that ritual in the world. Yeah.
Do you believe that the power is there for everybody? Kind of like
Yes,
I mean,
sure it is.
yeah. See, that's how I see it too.
Well, you look at this. You go scientific on it. Everything is energy.
Right.
Okay. Your energy, the entity is an energy.
Right.
Good, bad, or indifferent, they are an energy. So if you can learn to connect energies and flow energies, it makes it a lot easier. And everybody can do this. It's just a lot of people block themselves from being able to do stuff like this.
So like the whole idea of a rite of exorcism, I personally don't really believe in that. I think anyone can do it.
Oh, I do too, dude. It's I only use it if the family is Catholic. I've used it twice.
Right.
I use a Native American. I use my shaman, and I use other energies.
This is a question I somebody told me that. Now, did they believe in a Christ-like Messiah? Correct?
No. They believed in a great spirit or a great creator.
Kind of the same.
But the other things that they believed in was their ancestors, the energies of their ancestors, and they put them on a high pedestal, and that's who they used to fight, because they did fight negative energies, because every civilization since the beginning of time has had good and negative entities. Sure. So it doesn't matter if they came from hell or somewhere else, but you can see humans that were just horrible people when they were alive, and they're going to be horrible people when they're dead.
Yeah. There's definitely a condition that is good and evil. Absolutely.
Well, it has to be, because energy has to balance itself out. There has to be a negative and a positive to neutralize itself.
Sure. And there are people that are pure evil, without a doubt. Without a doubt, I agree with that 100%.
I mean, because I've dealt with them. You probably dealt with them where they were human and they were just totally evil and just could not be helped, wicked to the core. And
they're like almost, people like that are almost like a cancer that they everything they're around, like they'll never ever be anything but a danger to whatever they're around.
Well, Chad, a lot of what I get now, believe it or not, I get a lot of damn pedophile spirits that are still holding children. And there's one thing in this world I hate more than anything is somebody that hurts a child.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, I agree.
And that have a spirit still manipulate spirits of children and still make them go through that fear and anger every day. That I have fun with those.
Well, yeah, they if I don't know if hell's a literal place or not, but if it was, that there would be a special place for people like that,
Oh God, yeah, they would. I think Satan himself would be scared that they take over hell because they're so damn evil. They make him look like a saint.
Oh yeah, but like in the long run, I mean, like I was telling Lee and when before the first show, I said I don't go to church because everything I like to do, I'm joking around, is sinful, wrong, or immoral. So I don't want to be a hypocrite, But
I love it.
But due to some of the things that I've witnessed, I do believe that there is a higher power and a good and an evil, and that these demons are real. I mean, unfortunately, like I've seen a lot of evidence that where I can't really go back on it now. It's one of those things I can't say. Oh well, maybe it's something else. But there's a lot of hypocrisy in religion. I guess that's
God, too much.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of sheds a bad light upon the whole belief in God, and because that's not really what the Bible teaches. And
Well,
like
I tell people, I said, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual.
there you go. That's a good term. Yeah, there you go.
And because spiritual is, I can depend on energy because I know it's going to be there.
Right.
And it's always going to help me to do what I need to do and help me help other spirits and the families that we're going to deal with. Because I know some of the stuff that we deal with, for us, is we go in there and we know it's going to be mad, it's going to be pissed off, it's going to be and I don't know if they've started doing it with you yet, but I go to a location, and the first thing I hear is what the F is he doing here?
Oh yeah, like I warn people when they talk to me, like they'll get a hold of me about something that's going on, and I'll say, now you do know that there's things, whatever is in there isn't like, they're not liking the conversation we're having. So there will be a spike in activity, but that's a good thing, because that means that they're disturbed by the thought of, you reaching out for help. So, that's a good sign. It can be. But yeah, most definitely. There are things that don't like the conversation we're having right now. I guarantee it.
I love it. I hope they don't.
Oh yeah. It's one of the few things I still enjoy in life, is the fact that you can, that I can cause some kind of annoyance to things like that. Yeah. It's interesting because I have this folder full of where these things are threatening me by, stating my name and threatening me, which I guess that if these entities recognize you, that that's a real direct threat. But it's like, I like it.
I love it. I really do. I love going to a place and hearing bring more, because he's here.
Yeah.
I'm like, we got a party going on. Let's go.
The stuff that these things say is just ridiculous. Some of the things that he said. It's foul. It's humorous because it's so over the top.
Chad, I count that as a badge of honor.
Oh yeah,
and I love getting new investigators, and especially back in the day when we actually used shack hack radios. This was the fun part for me. It was like, okay, if you hear cussing on that, I guarantee you that's going to be a spirit, because if
it ain't over the airways,
over the airways, it is a $750,000 fine for every F-bomb you drop.
Right.
You tell me any business that wants to lose $750,000, they ain't doing it.
Validates the evidence right there.
Dude.
And like with the what is it, SP7? Is that the everybody's go to? I got a couple of those. You can get some pretty good responses out of that device.
Chad, I'll give you a funny story about the SP7. The guy that invented Gary Galka, he invented the millimeter. Yeah. He was on an event with us at Sloss Furnaces, and he saw me with the shack hack. He goes, I could do better than that. I'm like, you're an electrical engineer. I think you can, buddy. So I was like, sort of goating him to make the thing.
Sure.
And I got his second one he ever made. He kept the first one. I got his second one.
Yeah. That's an novelty. Yeah, that's cool. So it's less. I've never been to that furnace, but I've heard it's pretty active.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something fun on the SP7.
Yeah.
After dark, okay, AM stations are required by law to drop their voltage and wattage down.
Right.
FMs are allowed to increase.
Right.
So I always tell people, if you're going to use an SP7 or an SP11, go to AM and go to reverse, because you're going to get a lot more interesting stuff on that radio.
I recently, for whatever reason, I never used to use the AM.
Yeah.
But I started using it, and what I noticed is that there's a lot more responses on the AM.
Yes, sir.
Listen for them. There's almost like too many, to distinguish. Yeah, that's pretty interesting because I know that there's no radio stations out here where I'm at. There's one from the Dalles, and it's just you get, and it's the same voices too. It's the same group of entities that one of them sounds like a generic like Maytag, like on a Maytag commercial.
Yes.
Do you get that one too?
A lot. I do a lot.
Just generic. And then there's always a few females that sound like they're in pain, and then But it's like but then there's the ones that come through that are completely and totally like ones that you don't hear all the time. And
yes,
yeah. So
another one I like a lot too, and I'm not big on amps, but the necrophonic. I know the guy that actually designed that one, and he is an investigator. And that one I've got
I've seen some results from that one that were really interesting, very interesting. And what do you think of the Echo Box?
I love the Echo Box. Actually,
3.0.
Yes,
yeah, that one. I've gotten some good ones with that one. That one's pretty good. With directly answering questions and relating. Yeah, so that's pretty amazing stuff. This is a really fascinating field, though. It
is actually
doing anything.
It is so fun now to watch, especially because me and Lee and her husband Matt do a class. We teach a class on the paranormal at a college, and watching some of their reactions when they actually see how some of the stuff is really done and not what they saw on an episode of Ghost Hunters.
Right.
And they actually get to go on an actual investigation. It's like they're thinking, okay, where's the cameras at?
Right.
How come this is not over in an hour? Or, I get tickled with them.
Typically, I really have boring investigations. The real thing's pretty entertaining. Actually, it's like
for me, it is because I can see and hear spirits as well, and I'm an empath. So for me, everywhere I go is haunted.
Right.
So that's what makes it fun for me, and I get to go watch other people. I'll get to a point now where I'll just barely say anything and just observe what's going on around everybody.
Watch how other people react to it.
Watch their reactions to it, and I'll just go, watch them, I'll leave there and I'll call my name. And I'll just get up and walk out of the room. And then when the second of me hitting that door, it's like, Blaine, where's Blaine? They'll look at me like I stole something from them. I said, I told you it was going to happen. I think it's hilarious.
So you're kind of like the paranormal bodyguard there, you know?
Yeah, and this is what I think is funny. They don't know I can pick up energies real well.
Yeah.
And I'll tell them before we go out, do not give them your energy. There's enough energy around you, and I'll know it. Somebody did, and they'll start trying to. They're under the breath, like, here, take my energy. Blah blah blah. Yeah. And I'll go. I told you not to do that. I said, because they don't play fair. They're going to take the state of California. Okay, don't give them nothing.
Right.
They're there.
Right.
But there's still ones that do it, and I still get on some of them. Like, come on.
The Ouija board is so dangerous is people put their hand on the planchette. That's my theory.
Agreed. Well, you think about it. Everybody that touches that planchette has an energy field, okay?
Right.
They've got remnants of energy from everywhere they've ever been, their whole life, and all the energies combined into that little planchette.
And that's like a more personal type of invite or connection.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Ouija boards. I know some people love them.
I've seen some pretty negative results come from those.
I have too. And I've had to go back on people that have used Ouija boards and correct the stupidity they did.
Right. It seems like it's like that tool in particular, seems like it's like Monopoly. You know how you can pass go and collect $200, you flip around the board. It seems like that thing, like it accelerates the activity and it must open up more doors. It does something.
It does. And the thing is people do not know how to close the doors that they opened.
Right.
You probably had to do like I have, go behind several other investigators. And they brought stuff into that place that was never supposed to be there and did not know how to close what they opened.
Oh, yeah.
Back. And then then they left the door open. Now everything and anything can come through there. You can get demonics through there. You can get elementals through there. You can get all kind of spirits that never even lived a lifetime, but they have energy and they've been around.
That are going to prove you wrong, like they're thinking that they know what they're doing, so they do something purposely, like invite spirits to enter their bodies and like that. Yeah, I mean, I'm just the stupidest thing they can do.
And you're like, okay, wait a minute, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I use this analogy, Chad. I'm like, okay, if you're a serial killer and I just invite you into my house. Did I just not invite you to kill me? Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. Or to
That's what you're doing when you're letting these entities in.
Havoc. Oh yeah, sure. Well, because like demonic spirits, their goal is to destroy you in more ways than you knew possible.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Physically.
Their whole goal is deception, dissension, and
detachment, and then
detachment. Yep.
Then when they when they decide to let you die physically, that's the idea, is that then they'll give you that. They'll do you that favor. But it's like people don't understand like that these things are that evil that you can't give them any kind of an end.
No, and all they're going to do is use everything they can off of that body. They're a parasite, and then once they're done with everything they can use with it, they're dropping you like a rock. Now you're just dead, and they go to the next willing, available soul.
Victims. Oh yeah, sure. That's what they do. I mean that's what they do, and they don't divert from that either. Nope. It's like, yeah, it's and people don't. But I've had the people that are gonna, they think it's neat to say to be, that, oh well, I've done this and I've I'm into devil worship or whatever. I'm like, well, I'd be careful with that, that whole.
Yeah, okay. You're the biggest dummy in the world. Yeah, you're the biggest dummy in the world because of you have no self-control over yourself, that you're just a sheep instead of a leader or a wolf. Now you're just going to do what everybody tells you to do.
Right.
You're pre-programmed for this thing to come on.
Oh yeah, easy. Well,
you're giving me a free gift. Thank you.
We used to call them ducks when we played pool. Yeah. The for sure shots everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the demon's ducks. It's like, oh, those are for sure ones there.
Yep.
But people are just they don't take it seriously. Some people, and and the thought that this is a harmless field to be in or a harmless hobby, I think is not the right impression to be giving people. It's really, there are risks, here.
Oh yeah, I mean, every day, even for people like us who have done this for a long time.
Oh, sure.
I try to tell people, look, luckily I am so well protected by my ancestors and spirit guides.
Right.
Now they're not going to hurt me, but they will go after people I love.
Sure, yes.
I watched that for a pure fact last year. That me and Lee and Matt were a conference down in Alabama, and we had this Ku Klux Klan outfit that we didn't own it. It was there as an exhibit. This damn thing, that suit, like the guy that wore it alive, he was a murderer. He was a rapist. He was a child molester, and he was a deserter from the Civil War. He deserted.
Right.
And he only did the things he did because he had other people show him how to do what he did, and he took it to a new level and overdid it. Well, this is what happened when I was putting a bonding on that suit.
Mm-hmm.
It attacked Matt.
Right. Somebody's a vulnerable person.
Well, Matt's stepfather was in the hospital at the time and had just coded.
Oh, okay.
And this thing went after Matt's stepdad.
Right.
Matt's using every energy he has to protect his stepfather.
Right.
And then it made the mistake of saying it was going after my wife.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, dude, let me tell you how this goes. I don't play fair, for one. I said, if you step 1 foot in my yard, I have more protection around my yard. It'll be the last mistake you ever make. And the spirits that I have guarding my yard were all soldiers. They were all, let's see, I had 5,000 Native American tribes around my yard. I had Celtic warriors. I had Roman soldiers. I had Spartan soldiers. I had Greek soldiers. I had Viking soldiers. I said, do you really, really want to play with me, young man? Because the guy was only like 35 years old when he died.
Right.
And he tried, he went to the house.
Really?
And I could tell you this, he popped back where we were within less than half a second.
Oh, yeah. His
exact words when he came back was, I ain't dealing with that shit. I was like, I told you I don't play. I said, now you really want to play? You done pissed me off.
Oh yeah.
And I looked at it. I was binding it back to the suit again where he could never leave it. And I have a bear and a wolf as my spirit animals.
Yeah.
All I said was, all right, you made your last play. I said, now you get to play with my bear and my wolf. They don't like playing. They will mess you up.
So you might know a little bit about one of the clips that audio clip of when I talked about discharging the weapon to scare off what I thought was a wild animal. Some kind of primal type spirit, some kind of wolf spirit. Actually, like there was a rumor that the Native Americans used to worship this spirit. Do you know anything about it?
I do. There were several that they worshipped. That they would give them their own way, and actually, because they didn't want to have to actually deal with them, so they would give them food. They would give them territory and not go in their territory. And it got to a point where it wasn't enough for that spirit. It wanted more and more and more that they were not willing to give.
People let this thing possess them for like in battle and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah, you'll have to hear the audio.
I can't wait.
Why don't we play that one?
Why
don't you play the Liberty Bond audio?
Okay, well, let's leave this stuff recording here. Okay? Thank you, Fido.
You heard that shit?
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
What is? Oh, yeah, it's because the boogeyman's here. Happens about every time. Whoa! Hang on. Stop, hang on.
That's them leaving, by the way.
Yeah.
Vehicle firing out. And what's weird is when I got back to people, it just stopped.
Now, Chad, you want to know what that was?
What's that?
Dude, that's a Wendigo. I heard the Native American go, Noctol.
Okay.
Right before it said something. Then I heard it change.
Now, all that's the feet thundering, the audio device was up behind me.
Yeah.
So whatever that thundering of feet was, that was something that went past the audio down toward. That wasn't us.
No, it was not, dude. You actually called a Wendigo.
Wow.
Yeah, because what you had was a Native American spirit that can change to whatever animal it wants to, sort of like a shapeshifter.
Right.
But this one, when I heard him speak, Noctu, which tells me he was saying change now.
Yeah, it's
change now is what he was saying. Don't ask me how I understood what he said, but I did. A Native American must have helped me. Says change now.
So what do you think of that audio?
Dude? I think it's phenomenal that you actually caught a real life to go indigo, and then you hear the other house behind it.
Yeah.
Dude, you had a whole tribe of them.
It's like an ocean of screams is what it sounded like.
Yeah. You probably had about 15, 20 Wendigos in that area.
Well, and the audio clip doesn't really give it justice. It was so much louder in person. It was like,
I'm sure it was.
Pure deafening. And I remember they took off back towards the car. And it's a little bit of a walk to the car. I was ducking because some of the screams were right next to my ear, so I was
Yeah.
kind of ducking down. And I had my rifle up in the air. I was looking around, and I had a flashlight on it, and I couldn't see anything, but I could hear all this going on.
Yeah.
And then when I made it back to the car, I touched the car door, and it just stopped.
Yep.
But my audio was up there recording, so I let it sit for about 20 minutes. I went up there to get it, and there's some interesting continuing audio for that clip. Whatever is up there, it comes up to the audio, and you can hear it kind of walking around the audio, and it's saying something, and I can't understand what it's saying. It's in another language.
Yeah, he's speaking in native tongue, but I'm trying to remember which tribe he is through an Oregon. There was so many of up
That
there.
doesn't need connection, though. That thing does. I've heard that.
Well, that was just enough of my Native American knowledge that I know that sound. I've heard that sound before. And when I heard the other ones, what you were hearing is screaming was all them joining in.
Right. And, you know,
That's
and
pretty cool.
the fact that after I fired, see how it pissed it off when I fired the gun?
You pissed it off, and now that's why you started hearing all 15 to 20 of them things going off, because they thought they were being under attack.
And it was almost like, you think you can kill me with that gun or something. I mean, that's the idea. Now, I remember when I first turned around, when the first howl happened, turned around, and there was like some black fog I saw, like kind of blocked my flashlight out.
Yeah.
And we later captured it. As a matter of fact, I sent the file was too large to send over email, but I sent it to Gwen's Facebook, over Messenger, and I wonder if she can dig that up and play it, or because it shows we captured exactly what I saw that night at a later date. Right, I've been up a lot of times trying to.
Yeah, what you're probably captured there with the dark was them actually manifesting.
Manifesting, yeah.
Yeah, they were coming from that.
The rumor is it's cursed.
Dude, that place is cursed big time.
And then it has to do with the Native Americans and the U.S. cavalry going through there.
Oh, dude. Oh, yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, because they're coming over from a different realm into our realm. I love the fact that they can go between all realms that they want to go through.
Yeah. And the town was really weird. The town was a booming town back in the early 1900s, and for reasons unknown, they abandoned the town and left. And it kind of, there's very little record on it.
Yeah.
But the rumor is that they fought the natives up there. The U.S. cavalry did commit some very heinous atrocities.
Oh, of course they did.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and that thing is interesting because it's never done that. It hasn't done that since, but it's done other things that have been pretty interesting. I've camped up there overnight. I want to come up to Oregon now and go hang with you, brother.
Yeah. God, we'd have a blast.
Oh, we would. We'd have a lot of fun. I guarantee it. I mean, it's this thing, whatever's up there, something completely different than what I usually deal with, you know.
And I can tell you this: a Wendigo, like a shapeshifter, can do good or it can do very bad,
right?
Depending on the situation it feels it's in.
Well, people have like vanished up there too without a trace.
Dude. Wouldn't doubt it. Would not doubt it, man, because they get in the territory,
right,
of those things, and they are very territorial.
Very territorial, yeah.
Yeah, especially even as spirits, they still had that territory when they were alive. Now it's still their territory,
right?
And they're very protective.
I remember being excited because I figured out, you know, I'm like, hey, I found out what scared the loggers off. You know, I was joking around, and the two people that were there with me during that whole incident, one guy had been investigating with me for like 20 years, and that was it. He couldn't do it anymore after that. And the other person that was with me, it gave him like, it permanently like traumatized them dealing with that whole incident.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting. Oh, and something else, there were drums, Native American drums.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah.
Dude, that is so cool because I love hearing spirit drums, and I get very calm, very cool, and I feel like I'm in my element, even though I was not a member of their tribe.
Right.
It is almost that like kindred spirit between like
Right.
Like soldiers, like I might not know you.
Common
You
people.
fought here, and you fought here, but we come together. We got that kindred spirit because we both served. We both were soldiers. That kind of thing.
Right.
And if you speak respect to Native American tribes, they will be the best friend you ever had.
Oh, yeah.
If you piss them off, they'll be the worst enemy you ever had.
No, exactly. Yeah, they either like you or they don't like you, and I'd rather have them like me. That's for sure.
I tell you, I do with them, Chad. As any tribe, any place I'm at, first thing I'll do is share tobacco and smoke with them, and I'll tell them I offer up this tobacco and smoke as an appeasement to you. I mean no harm. I am a brother.
No disrespect. Yeah.
No disrespect. I am a brother. Can you watch and protect out over me and my people I'm with? And then I will thank them. I will thank the Great Spirit for letting me be there. I thank the spirits of the natives that are there. And I have got the best results doing that.
I have to remember. That's good advice. I have to remember that.
It takes you like 3 seconds, dude, to say, I offer up this tobacco and smoke for you. And take this as an appeasement for my brother.
That's the last thing that I'm out to do is to offend anyone. You know. Yeah. I mean, my intentions are not to offend anything that isn't deserving, like what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'd rather the natives on my side, because they will help protect you. If somebody before you pissed off the natives up there and pissed off other entities that are there,
oh yeah,
they will help calm the situation down. But yeah, you do stupid things, you go find stupid stuff.
Yeah. What is it? What is it? A stupid? What is that about? Earning stupid prizes. It's a saying. Play stupid games. Is that it? You win stupid prizes.
Win stupid prizes, yeah. And these can be very detrimental, because I had a case in Florida where these stupid teenagers dug up a grave of a Native American person and took the skull and bones out of the grave.
Well,
and wondered why shit was happening to them in their house.
Respect you can possibly do.
I made them take those bones back. I made them put it exactly back where they found them, and I made them go buy a carton of cigarettes and dump every piece of tobacco in that grave.
That's one of I can't stand people that do that kind of crap.
Oh, I wanted to beat them. I wanted to literally beat them to death.
There's a lot of Native American history, of course, here too, and you'll hear about people doing that, and they decimate graves, and it's like, how would you feel if somebody dug up your great grandfather? You know, and
I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't like it.
I mean, the people that did it, and it's like, it's like what an act of disrespect. I mean,
I know. And people like that, it should just, you can't legally kill them, but you ought to be able to just beat them to into their life. And put them out in the public and cane them and tell them what you did.
Oh, sure.
And let the family of that person, his descendant, get the first licks in on you.
There you go. That's what we say to there. Well, there's some pretty stiff penalties or punishment for that here.
Here too.
The thing is, if they get caught, doing it. But if they do something like that, I'm sure that they've really opened themselves up to some unpleasant activities.
Not only that, Chad, not on the spiritual side, if they get caught by an actual live Native American.
Oh yeah.
What do you think? Hey, what do you think? A lot of those people disappear. And I can tell you, those people can find a way to get rid of you that they'll never find your body.
Sure they can. And they take that stuff very serious.
And you should.
People. Oh, of course, people should respect other people in all fashions, and that's the way we all could get along a lot easier, it's a shame. It's too bad.
And I love the clip you got, dude. That was an excellent capture. I'm jealous because I wish I never got to record the Wendigo I caught in Northern California. I didn't have anything on me.
Well, it'd be interesting to take you out to the site someday because who knows what it would do, it might be completely totally a different kind of activity. You never know.
Oh, I'd love it. I know. I'll have to talk to Lee, and Matt says, "Hey, we need a road trip to
We'll have
Oregon."
to do that, man. There's a lot of places up here, a lot of locations that are like that, interesting like that. Yeah, you'd have a blast, I'm sure.
Oh, I love it too. Plus, you get to be in nature too.
Oh yeah,
And
this is the middle of nowhere. This is like way up in the middle of nowhere.
that's the way I like it. I like out in the woods, and you're just with nature, and you combine with nature, and you enjoy nature.
This location is it's the whole region has got like a reputation for being haunted.
That's beautiful.
But it's awesome. I mean, it's definitely it's these cases are they're exciting. I mean, they're just it's they're pretty thrilling, man. I mean, like we'll have to get you guys up here.
So, definitely. And you know what's cool about that place too is you got at least 30,000 years of history, if not more, on those lands with the different tribes and and all the stuff that went on then.
Here in the Columbia River Gorge, like there's some of the oldest North American human inhabitants dates back to some locations here.
Yeah. Ended up near you, there's like well, I'll take that back. That's actually in Northern California. There's a 10,000-year-old sweat lodge up there that I've been to. It's pretty cool.
Oh, up in what state? Up in California?
Yeah, up in Northern California.
There's a spot actually it's like 5 miles from here.
Right on.
It's a it's a location that there was an old lodge like that.
Nice.
River that they dammed it up so the water levels rose, but you can still go out into the water and you can see like where the foundation is of it.
Oh, nice.
The whole riverbed is nothing but broken spearheads and spear.
Oh my God, I'd have a field day. Just the energy off of those. I love them. I make jewelry and stuff out of the arrowheads and stuff. I make pendulums with them. I make necklaces with them, and I use the energy that the people use to make them.
Right.
And I use own energy, and I
very secret stuff, Yeah.
I also have it blessed by several other shamans beside myself, and so it's got a lot of good energy on those items that I make.
Yeah, there's a lot of neat stuff, and I've done a lot of hiking and exploring around here, and I found some really neat stuff when it comes. Like I found some really neat caves and stuff that I haven't disturbed.
Oh wow!
Never gone in there to disturb them because they probably were burial sites,
Yeah.
And just some really neat stuff.
Now, if you do decide to go into one, just tell them you're there for no disrespect. You're here to show honor.
Right.
And you'll be fine.
Oh yeah, I talked to some of the tribal police that were around the area.
Yeah.
And they have trouble with rattlesnakes in these caves, and I'm a snake handler. I used to do a show for a reptile show here in Goldendale, and I handled snakes, and they're like, well, you can go in there and get the snakes out. I'm like, no, I don't really want to go in there and disrespect your ancestors like that, and he's like, oh no, you guys you can go in there, I give you permission, but I never did. But some of the stuff that's a lot of people don't get to see that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. See, I love stuff like that because that's actual history.
Oh yeah, very much.
And it's tradition there. There's ritual that was done there, and all that stuff. The great energy coming out of there.
Oh yeah.
It's like when their ancestors died, they didn't show sadness for them.
No,
they were all happy because they knew now that they had another protector around them.
Yeah. It's like I was joking around with somebody the other day. It's like, man, I'm going to be hanging around here. I'd be out, I'd be like, see, I'm just joking around. Like if something happened, yeah, but you got to love the field though. Let's see. Is there another one that you might be interested in? Let's see. There's one of a home that a friend of ours remember back when she was a little kid, her cousins lived in this house, and it was so haunted that they wouldn't go upstairs in the house, and then it was supposedly this little girl, but it really wasn't a little girl.
Yeah.
More menacing, and they had returned to this house. The house was abandoned, for years and years, and they returned to the house, and they were talking to this little girl that thought was a little girl, and in this audio clip that they sent me, you can hear their dogs like get all upset because you can hear this thing upstairs walking around, and then it sounds like a little girl speaking. But when we went to investigate this place, whatever was there had the ultimate fit. This clip. This is it. Knocked the doors off the hinges upstairs. I had an audio device up there, so I captured the whole thing.
Nice.
Pushed all the furniture into the middle of the room. But it's a pretty interesting clip, and that's the should be the Demon House one. Is I think Gwen, is there one called the Demon House?
Yeah, I'd like to hear that one.
Oh, it's good.
Hey guys. No, I don't see a Demon House. I see Demon Hitchhiker, the library one, and the one we just played.
Oh shoot! Really? You didn't get the other one? Okay. Well, hey, why don't you play the Demon Hitchhiker real quick, and I'll send you the other one.
Okay, that'd be good.
Okay. Now this one's the thing in the back seat.
Yeah, my phone's still doing cold in church bass right now.
Oh, church bass?
Yeah, it's because it's so cold.
Are we moving? Are we creeping along? No. Night. Harder or I don't know what you
This is his name.
Yeah, my phone's still doing cold in church bass right now.
Oh, church bass?
Yeah, it's because it's so cold.
Are we moving? Are we creeping along? No.
Yeah. So anyway.
Chad, was there a female in the car with you?
No.
Okay, there is a female voice.
Was there in that?
Yeah, you could hear a female voice called, "Thanks, ride."
Huh.
And then I hear the male say, it's like the male almost said something to her, but it was inaudible. I couldn't pick it up.
The English part of what it says a couple things in English, and one of the things it says was "that's pretty," which doesn't make any sense.
It.
That's pretty. I mean, I don't know what it was talking about, but the end. It says his name at the end. Its name was Firebird. Firebird, the herder of herds, Firebird, or something like that. And some of the.
I found your homestead one also.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, here's the one of the demon really pitching a fit here. This is good.
All right, you ready?
Yeah. Kind of long, but so you know, but. was the sound of it knocking the door at the hinge. The last loud bang.
Oh yeah, he was grunting and growling,
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
having a ghetto hissy fit.
oh yeah. He was having a good one. Yeah.
It almost made me laugh. It's like you
Oh,
can
no.
hear him rumble and grumble. You hear him stomp, dom, 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 dom.
Yeah, like sounded like somebody driving a bowling ball. So it sounded
Yeah,
like, but,
that's what I thought at first. It's like,
yeah.
what is he over there bowling for bucks?
There was nobody in the house, and we were out at the barn. There's an old barn on the property, and I could hear it clear out there,
Dude, I bet you could.
smashing the hell out of everything.
Dude,
Yeah.
I mean, it was funny hearing him grunt and growl.
Oh yeah. Then we're entities that do this, where it sounds like a switch, like if somebody took a willow switch and whipped it in the air. It's like makes a little.
Dude,
noise.
it did.
Yeah. I don't know what the heck that is, but that's usually some kind of pissed off noise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was pretty good, dude. It's like then you hear him just like he's a bull in a china shop.
I am pissed. He wasn't happy with us. It's not, the thing can't take a joke. It's not our fault.
Dude, he didn't. Dude, he was like,
Take it easy.
what? Because he was pissed off. And you get a spirit so pissed off that they can't talk, they just grunt and groan.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And he was like,
Not happy. And it does that. There's a lot of other that whole audio clip. It was mumbling from time to time. I never could understand anything it said.
dude, he's not saying any words. He is straight up just pissed off mumbling.
And it hit that door with so much force that, like, when it went back there, everything was just trash, upstairs. And like, the door was off the hinge, busted clean off the hinges, clear across the room. So whatever did it definitely was taking it out on that.
Yeah, and you think how much energy it takes a spirit to do that kind of damage, dude?
Yeah,
that thing had some power behind it.
Oh yeah. Some of these spirits do. They do.
That was good, dude. I loved him mumbling, and I loved him just. You could hear him just stomp, 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 stomp,
yeah.
boom, boom.
So what's the other one? The third clip. Is that the library, or did we already played that one, didn't we?
The library is on here. You played it before the show.
Right. Okay, so you want to play that one, and then that's the only thing. Man, I got a lot more. I got a lot more good ones. Those just three of them that I grabbed that were convenient.
All right, here's the library.
There you go. That was our boogeyman right there. Okay.
That was downstairs.
No, what?
What you want?
There you go. That was our boogeyman.
You ever get those people that are with you that they're in denial of what's going on? So they go,
dude.
that was downstairs.
Dude, that was twice the spirit said, "What you want? What you want?"
Well, and then it kind of combined the two lingos. Like in the very, very beginning, it goes, "I'm pissed at you now," and that's what it's
Yeah,
saying.
I'm pissing you now. What you want? What you want?
What you want, or is that what it's saying?
Yeah, what you want?
Break you. Anyway, it was not happy. It wasn't happy. And
I just thought it was funny. What you want? Well, what do you want? What you got?
Yeah, that thing. What's funny is that thing is still there, and I'd like to go, mess around with that. But that thing actually did follow me home one time because I made the mistake of. That's when I first started doing this. That was one of the first cases I did, and
Chad, stick your hand out. Bad Chad.
yeah.
Dude, I tell him when I leave, I said, look, it was nice visiting you here. You are not allowed at my house. And if you do come to my house, you won't like what you see.
Right,
You'll be right back. But see, you don't have the protection stuff that I do. So you gotta be firm with this. Look, I've had enough of you for today. Go home.
The technicality of the whole thing, because I said, I go, hey, do you miss me? Why don't you come over to my place and we'll get caught up on old times? That was a mistake just saying that.
Or always, if you're going to do that, say, at least you bring the beer and some good cigarettes.
Right. Now I can't get anything to follow me home.
That's good though. You
don't
want it.
The thing, like, it wasn't hard to get rid of, but it just took the opportunity,
Oh, they will.
Oh yeah, some of them will. And like, with some cases, like if people are really afraid of what they're dealing with, I'll verbally invite whatever's there to come home with me just to show them it's not that big a deal, you know.
Yeah. Now, Chad, one thing I would suggest that you do for yourself, call upon your ancestors, because every person has 7 generations, mothers and fathers side, that are always around you. Whether you want them there or not, they're going to be there. Okay.
Right.
Call upon them when you go to some of these places, and you'll still get your activity, but you'll feel a lot more essence of safety for yourself, even if you don't actually think that, but in your subconscious you do.
Right.
So yeah, call upon your ancestors, dude, and you'll be surprised at the stuff you still get. It'll be amazing for you.
It's true. It's true. I've learned. Yeah. Hey guys, I hate to break it up, but it is an hour
already. Hey, it was great.
Yeah.
You too, brother.
Thank you for coming on. Appreciate it.
I will have to do a nerd trip, but see, the only problem, your schedule time is 4 o'clock my time, 2 o'clock yours, and I don't get off work till 4, so I either have to do it on the drive home with you.
We'll have to figure something out.
Find another holiday that I'm not working on Monday. We'll have to come back and do it again.
Some special shows or something that we can.
Yeah, and me and Leo have you on our show because ours is a little bit later for you. So
yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, because we do ours at like 4 o'clock your time.
Right on.
And we do 4 to 6 your time. So we might have you on our show. That way we got 2 hours. We can talk about all kind of stuff and play some more of those badass clips you got.
Yeah, I got a lot more. I got videos that are pretty good, really good, actually. Hey, thank you for coming on, man. It was a great show. I had a good time.
Hey, I appreciate you. Y'all have a great one. I'm gonna go eat me some roast beef. Bye, everybody.
We'll talk to you soon, Blaine. Okay, that's a wrap.